I was red for probably like 2 weeks because the internet is always right. The burn was the worst thing I have ever felt in my life. Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's video is going to be about my top 8 tips to reduce your rosacea. Just before we head straight into the video, I wanted to say that I am not a trained dermatologist or esthetician. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you go check out my Rosacea Skincare 2021 journey. Tip number 1 is to not physically exfoliate your face. I say that from personal experience. I have found that chemical exfoliants are actually the most gentle on my skin. At first I kind of thought it was a scary thing, like putting chemicals on your face doesn't sound the right thing to do with rosacea. So I'm talking about AHAs or BHAs. I would recommend to go easy with these at first. I would try only once a week and make sure to patch test for sure so that you don't get any adverse reactions. Tip number 2 is to stop the DIYing. I know that it is so much fun to go into your kitchen, look off of Pinterest, and just grab anything in your fridge that you think is going to help make your skin more glowy or reduce the redness, but as soon as I stopped the DIYing face masks and scrubs on my face, my skin calmed down so much. And let me tell ya, it was really red. Many people think that natural is better because health. We should really leave it up to the professionals that know what they're doing. Tip number 3 is to avoid fragrance in all of your skincare, and that includes essential oil. I know. Along with the DIYs, I used to put in lavender, tea tree oil, and those things can be good for your skin, but in very small amounts, and they're actually better in extracts instead of oils. Oils are very harmful to your skin and can actually cause a lot more irritation than you'd think. I actually have this one story where I had the worst sunburn of my life, and I looked online, of course, because the internet is always right. So what I found on there was that lavender was really good at calming skin, especially red skin or rosacea. So I just took that information, I have no idea where it was from. I put on probably like 3 very potent drops with no carrier oil or any moisturizer with it to mix it in, and I just dabbed it right on my face, and oh my god, the burn was the worst thing I have ever felt in my life. It made the burn that I already had so much worse. I was red for probably like 2 weeks, and my skin started to flake and peel and do just really nasty things. I went through all of my skincare and found that basically everything except for maybe 1 or 2 products had fragrance of some sort in it. I pretty much just chucked them all out and gave them to my friends and family that didn't have really sensitive skin, and they enjoy the products. Tip number 4 is to get checked out by a physician. I made the mistake of thinking that a skincare routine would just fix all of my problems if I used the right products and my rosacea would go away, and that leads me into my next tip. Tip number 5 is to fix your diet. And I know you have heard this all the time from everybody here on YouTube and online, but diet is so important. Once I started to look at my diet and research different types of foods that might be irritating my skin, I cut a few of them out, including dairy, caffeine, which is a big one, alcohol, which is a challenge for me sometimes. I do like the occasional glass or bottle of red wine, as well as high amounts of sugar. Try to just do one thing at a time and keep track of the differences in your skin. Tip number 6 is to wear sunscreen. I used to hate wearing sunscreen. Every time I put it on my skin, it would burn so much, and the smell of it and the texture, just the fact that it was really sticky and tacky on my face. I actually found out that if your skin is very sensitive and you have rosacea, that mineral SPF is much better than chemical. I'm saying to wear sunscreen because all that hard work that you've been putting into researching skincare and buying all these different products and just trying basically everything is going to be ruined if you don't wear a sunscreen. Think about it, if you're putting actives on your face and making it more vulnerable to the environment and the elements, especially the sun, and the UVA and the UVB rays come and attack your skin without any protection whatsoever, you will get long-term damage. I found a couple of sunscreens that have really helped with my skin. They don't burn whatsoever, they're very gentle on the skin, and they have really good ingredients as well. I always try to make sure I look for Korean skincare or sunscreen with mineral SPF. Sunscreen should be the last step in your skincare routine when you go out for the day. Because rosacea skin is so sensitive, we want to make sure we protect it. Tip number 7 is to not apply anything that burns. This is a very obvious thing. You probably shouldn't apply anything to your face that burns or sometimes even tingles. I've learned through trial and error that anything I put on my skin that burns, I wash off immediately and do not use again. And this also leads into my next tip. Tip number 8 is the most important tip, and it is to fix your skin barrier. If you're putting anything on your face that burns, that most likely means that your skin barrier is compromised. Using moisturizers that have ceramides or humectants like hyaluronic acid can really help repair that skin barrier. So last year I actually started using CeraVe or CeraVe. I think people call it CeraVe, but I think CeraVe makes it sound fancier. So I started using CeraVe. I broke out a lot from it. It was just too heavy for my skin. But I did notice that my skin was a lot brighter, bouncier, and vibrant than it was before. If you take anything from this video, make sure you repair your skin barrier. You will notice a huge difference in your skin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can see my skincare tips every single week. I appreciate you, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week.